What is up, guys? As the title says, so in this video I'm going to show you guys 7 ways to generate leads for your pressure washing or service-based business. And I was going to go least to greatest, but I'm kind of just going to give it in pretty much a random order. I'm going to talk about each lead source and how effective I think it is or how effective it's been for me. And you can take some of these or take all of them and apply them in your business. And so let's start with number 1. I have written down, so I'm looking at my notes. Number 1 is lead services. So you can use a lead service like Thumbtack or Home Advisor. Home Advisor is very controversial. A lot of guys in the industry either they really hate it and just call Home Advisor a scam, or some guys are saying, yes, Home Advisor works, I get leads from it. But I personally have experience with Home Advisor. I'm not at the moment using them. I was actually thinking about using them again, but in my early days when I first started, Home Advisor called me and I wasn't really gonna go for it, but then I did. I bit the bullet. And honestly, guys, I did get leads from Home Advisor. Home Advisor does work. You wanna be the first person to call. If you sign up for Home Advisor, when they send you a lead, you wanna call immediately. Be the first person to touch bases with the customer. Sometimes you won't be able to contact the customer, but I believe they do offer refunds for that. So that's not even that big of a deal. But if you're first starting off, Home Advisor is a great way to generate leads. As far as Thumbtack too. Thumbtack, the thing I like about Thumbtack as well is that there is no sign up fee. You just join the platform and you pay per lead they send you, but there is no initial joining fee or membership fee like there is with Home Advisor. So Thumbtack is one that's gonna be very easy to get involved with, and I will also leave you a referral code below this video. And just to give some background on Thumbtack too, actually last week I got a lead from Thumbtack. Can't even talk. From Thumbtack, and it was went out, gave the guy a quote. He wanted 2 driveways done. They weren't super huge driveways, but they're decent size. But it was a $600 ticket off of a lead that cost me about $10. So you're not gonna get, from my experience in my location, I'm not getting a huge amount of lead opportunities from Thumbtack. But I mean, if you get 3 or 4 leads a month from them that you close, that could be, it could be a $300, $600 ticket, $500 ticket, and if you get 3 of those, that's like $1,400, $1,500. So Thumbtack is a good one as well. So let me open up my notes again. All right, so what else we have? Google Ads. So Google Ads is good because on Google, these are people actually searching for your service in your local area. So Google's a great one. Running Google Ads, targeting people who are searching for pressure washing in my area, stuff like that. So you can find numerous YouTube tutorials on how to run Google Ads. They aren't super difficult, and like any ads, you're gonna have to test around and see what's the most effective. What ends up being the most effective as far as your keywords and also your ad copy as well. Going on to number 3, Google My Business /SEO. So those are 2 different things, but Google My Business is just having your business listing. So if you're in an area where there aren't many pressure washing companies, you could be potentially the first Google My Business that pops up. So if someone searches pressure washing, and if you have Google My Business and within that region, you might be the first company or even the only company to pop up, depending on how competitive your area is. So just make sure you claim your Google My Business listing. That way people can leave reviews for you, and you'll also come up when people search for pressure washing. So the reason why I said /SEO is because they're both SEO, search engine optimization, and both of those things have to do with somebody searching on Google. So along with you just having your Google listing, if you have SEO, also on your website, and you can hire people to do SEO, this is just gonna help you rank better on Google. So, with good SEO, you can potentially rank on the first page of Google, or be the main company that pops up when people search pressure washing in blank area. So you wanna look into SEO and Google My Business. So as far as SEO, you can hire someone off of Fiverr, and I'll link for that will be below the video as well. Fiverr's great. I've hired a lot of people off of Fiverr for numerous tasks, whether it's logos, building website, different stuff like that. You can pretty much get anything you want. Anything can be done online. You can hire someone off of Fiverr to do. So definitely look into that. Number 4 is yard signs. So you'll see these yard signs posted, or they're called bandit signs as well. You'll see these bandit signs posted all across your city. And a lot of places don't really let the yard signs be there. They're not really necessarily legal. So they might get pulled, but for a lot of guys, they're still doing them. They work. Now, if you're in a very strict area, you could potentially get fined for this. So you want to be careful. Look and see if there's already yard signs being put up in your area. If you're the only one doing it, that might be a sign that it's not really welcome in that area. And then you also have competitors who will pull your yard signs, and that's pretty stupid. But the part to that, if you're putting them in a public area, just know that you're risking that, and you'll have to pretty much buy a lot of bandit signs and keep putting them out, maybe weekly or bi-weekly. But the other thing to that is, if you buy yard signs, you can also stick them in the customer's yard if they allow them. So a lot of times you'll wash a house and the customer will voluntarily say, hey, do you have any yard signs to put? If you have one, put one in my yard so when people drive by, they can see it. I personally haven't used yard signs in a long time. Maybe I need to take this advice and use this one, but I do know from different groups I'm in that a lot of guys have great success with yard signs, that they might, a few yard signs around the city might, bring you a few $1,000s a month in business. So definitely try out yard signs. They aren't that expensive. I think you can get them for like $3 a pop, or maybe even less depending on how many you're ordering. Usually the more you order, the cheaper they are, like pretty much anything. The more you order, less they are. Number 5 is postcards. So I have a specific postcard design that I put together. And what I'll do is, while I'm washing a house, I'll have my assistant go pass out, cards to all the neighbors. And is this one super effective? No, but it's one of those pretty low cost marketing avenues that's like, if you get any phone calls from it, great. The postcards, I think I paid like close to $200 for like 2,000 postcards. So just, if only 1% or 2%, 3%, let's just say 5% of people call from 2,000 postcards, because with postcards, flyers, 10,000 people may see it, but that does not mean like you think because 10,000 people see that you're gonna get like even convert 10%. If you convert 10% or 15% on postcards, you're doing very good. But postcards are not high converting. But here's the way I think about it. A lot of times we'll go wash a house. Say I'll get a lead from, for example, like Thumbtack, right? We'll go out there and do that work. So now we have this person. We have work done in the neighborhood. While I'm doing that, postcards will be passed out. And then people are also seeing me work. So let's say I would pass out 100 postcards, one person calls me. All right, so we're back in the neighborhood. So that next time we're there, it's a Saturday and people are out working and watching us. And maybe I get another person who says, hey, can you come give me a quote next? That's how it works. So with postcards, you don't need a high volume of calls to be profitable with them because they're very inexpensive. But I definitely recommend doing it because those are the type of things that bring in phone calls like here and there. And those leads that you just don't expect to get in, they come out of nowhere. Could be from a postcard you passed out a month ago or 2 months ago. So I definitely recommend that as well. Number 6 is just word of mouth, referrals. Referrals are great, and encourage people to do referrals. Most people voluntarily say like, I'm gonna send you, I'm gonna tell all my friends about you. And so you'll know like if you're doing good work or not, because people will tell you, not only that you're doing good work, but they're gonna refer you out. And so referrals and word of mouth, build relationships and connections with people, other maybe related businesses. So maybe some yard guys some landscaping guys who don't do pressure washing. Maybe you have a dual relationship, or people who own home service businesses who are not your direct competition. As well as reaching out to some real estate agents. Now, is this one super effective? Not as effective as you would think it is, but honestly, I have one. Well, I know a lot of real estate agents, and there's one specifically in mind that he's sent me about at least 3 or 4 homes, and I haven't known him like that long. But this was those 3 or 4 homes was he brought me in probably over $1,300-$1,400 worth of business within those few referrals. So doing and having good relationships with those people, and then sending them maybe a gift card or some type of form of thank you for them doing that. This is how you build your business. Over time and slowly and effectively, is by having those relationships and just word of mouth marketing and referrals. And the last but not least, and honestly, this last lead source is my most effective lead source. It is honestly how I pretty much get probably 90% of my business, monthly, is Facebook ads. Guys, Facebook ads has pretty much been the bread and butter of my business for the past like 3.5 years or whatever time it's been. Facebook ads have been very, very effective for me. If I didn't have Facebook ads, I don't know. I probably wouldn't like have like near as much like success with lead generation if I didn't have Facebook, because Facebook brings me so much business that if it was taken away from me, I would honestly struggle for a minute just adjusting, because it is like it's the most consistent lead source I have. And the reason why is because Facebook has monthly, like over 1 billion users. Daily is millions of users. Now, obviously, you're not going to be targeting everybody because you're a local business, but within your local area are thousands of customers, and people are on Facebook daily. And then because Facebook is mainly a platform used by older people, is that those are where your customers are at. And so within Facebook ads, there are targeting options, and there's things like targeting, retargeting. There's pixels you can install on your website to basically grab the traffic from whatever traffic that maybe have visited you from Google. If they have a Facebook profile, you can basically have the pixel follow them to Facebook and have an ad pop up as almost a double reminder to say like, hey, you was on a website, blah, 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 blah. They haven't booked with you yet. So there's different things like that. But Facebook is great for, like, I just keep iterating that. Facebook is great for generating leads. And I would say the number one thing with Facebook is that you just gotta know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. Because if you don't actually know how to properly run an ad on Facebook, and like you'll watch this video and be like, oh, he said Facebook ads are great, I'm gonna go run a Facebook ad. But if you don't know what you're doing, like you don't first get the right knowledge on it, then Facebook is not gonna work for you. And there's a lot of guys in different groups I'm in, I'm like, I've tried Facebook, I've tried this and that, it didn't work. Facebook does work. Now I don't know, it might not be as effective in the area you're in, but I promise you can generate some leads in your area, unless it's just a complete ghost town and no one's on Facebook. If that's the case, then yeah, it won't work for you. But if you are in a semi-populated area, and people are on social media, which is pretty much like everybody, even grandmas are on social media, you can generate leads. So some of my top advice for Facebook is, like I said, just know what you're doing. And what I've done is, because like going over Facebook would take way too long, what I've done is I've put together a step-by-step training available on sixfigurepressure.com that you can go get. It's just $47, and it's gonna teach you step-by-step to running Facebook ads, how I run them, give you ad examples, and you can, for you to start utilizing Facebook to grow your business. I highly, highly recommend it. And I'm not saying like the only way you can learn is go get my training. Like, that's not what I'm saying. You can find different tutorials and stuff on YouTube. But the benefit from me is that I've been doing this, and specifically been doing it for pressure washing. So you can kind of get that exact formula. And there might be a few things you might have to change to make it work for you. But I can pretty much give you the guideline on what's working for me, and you can go ahead and start implementing that in your business. But guys, that was it. That was 7 ways that you can grow your business or get leads. Hopefully you'll take a couple of these. Maybe you're using a couple, maybe some you never thought about. But I encourage you to implement a few of them at a time, or just maybe dive in if you can afford it and do all of them. And the cheapest ones obviously would be like your postcards. Word of mouth is pretty much free. And Facebook, you can start at $5, $6 a day running ads. So that's not that much either. I just want you guys to put perspective in. When it comes to marketing, spend the money. If something works, be willing to spend the money, right? Because in our business, in this industry, because the ROI is pretty, it's pretty hefty, right? You can, basically our product is more of a high ticket product, right? So you can say you spend $20 on Facebook for a lead, but that lead brings you $500. I'll trade $20 for $500 all day. So whether it's Thumbtack or HomeAdvisor or Facebook ads, be willing to spend the money to grow your business, guys. So if you have zero marketing budget, it's gonna be hard to grow. You're gonna have to do a lot more groundwork. But if you have, if you understand that, then just invest the money and keep reinvesting back into your business. Those of you just getting started that might not have a whole lot of capital, then start off with cheaper things. Go door to door. Invest $100 or $50 in some postcards. And if it works, you get a few customers, just keep reinvesting and growing. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe. If you hated it, leave a dislike button and tell me I suck. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. I'm just here to try to help you guys. And if I can help at least, one person, I'm happy. So peace out, guys. See you in the next video.